Public records spanning several counties nationwide prove outright fraud committed by the Turlmesians. The following exhibits were taken from the following Delaware court case. But before we get started, all photos and documents shown within this video were taken from public online platforms and are considered to be fair use. On October 30th, 2006, the Moores, the couple on the right, deeded 17.3 acres of land to Van Gabriel Turlmesian in the amount of $1. 17.3 acres of land for $1. That same day, Van Gabriel Turlmesian, let's refer to him as Gabe for short, took out a federally backed loan in the amount of $200,000 for a dwelling positioned on the property he just purchased. Gabe omitted his wife Teresa from both the mortgage and the mortgage's homeowner's insurance policy. Number 6 of the covenants within Gabe's mortgage clearly states that Gabe has to, by law, move into the house within 60 days of signing the loan, and he has to continue living in the house for at least 1 year after those 60 days and use it as his only residence. Gabe did not do that. On March 23, 2006, both Gabe and his wife Teresa took out a mortgage from Ameriquest Mortgage Company in the amount of $190,500 for one of their properties in New Jersey. Number 6 in this mortgage covenant clearly states both Turlmesians have to, by law, move into the house within 60 days of their signing the loan, and they have to continue living in the house for at least 1 year after those 60 days and use it as their only residence. The March mortgage in New Jersey was 7 months before the one Gabe received in October 2006 for $200,000 in Delaware. Both banks were promised his and their occupancy for at least 1 year. This is both occupancy fraud and mortgage application fraud, and this is far from all of it. On August 19, 2005, Gabe received another loan for another property in New Jersey in the amount of $535,000. Not only did Gabe sign into another mortgage with the same occupancy covenant as the previous 2 loans showed, he received the loan as an unmarried man. This is interesting considering he married his wife Teresa that same day. In another New Jersey property record, Gabe falsely declared himself as an unremarried widower, while also stating 106 Benton Street in Paramus, New Jersey as his primary address. Additionally, the 106 address Gabe used is the same property that was deeded to Teresa, Gabe's current wife, by Teresa's ex-husband on January 24, 2003. So, then why did Gabe claim to be an unremarried widower while using his current wife's address? Gabe also signed a seller's residency certification exemption, stating 106 Benton Road as his residence. In the corrective deed involving the same property on the same day, Gabe submitted a signed affidavit of consideration wherein he falsely stated he was over the age of 62, legally blind, not gainfully employed, and totally disabled. However, he was 60 years old at the time, he drives despite his blindness, he accepts rental payments as a landlord in Delaware, and he's far from being totally disabled. Lastly, let's go back to the mortgage from Sussex County, Delaware, and the homeowner's insurance that went with it. Gabe used this property as a rental and not as his primary address, as he falsely stated in both the mortgage and this insurance policy. The dwelling is a house, not a mobile home, which is why the word unknown is next to serial number. The model year is 1977 because it's a house, not a mobile home, nor a manufactured home, which also places the age of the dwelling as higher than 33 years. The house absolutely had a HVAC unit, so there was an auxiliary heating device. The Turlmesians spent years falsifying mortgage documents. How does this concern you? Because the mortgage fraud from this one couple opened the door to the troves of widespread mortgage fraud that links Delaware both nationally and internationally. And why did so many judges within the state of Delaware do their best to suppress all this information when it was presented to them within a landlord-tenant dispute? All of this was made possible by the many banks and insurance companies who not only allowed it to happen, but personally played their part while ignoring the issue even when it's brought to their attention. It also helps when your son's an appraiser. If we look carefully, we'll see that most of the people and shell companies that are evicting people have zero right to do so. The amount of fraud discovered is staggering, and the various ways in which it's been done is amazing to say the least. There's so many illegalities riddled throughout just Sussex County, Delaware alone to keep a person busy for over 8 years. Trust me, because this is only where it begins.